What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Mandalorian Season 2 Episode 2 review and breakdown. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode, and while admittedly it is a bit filler, I feel the show from when I first watched it, before the hype grew to stupid levels, was all about the journey and seeing the world of Star Wars in a period of time which we haven't really seen yet. And it's a period of time which, unfortunately, we didn't really get to explore that much in the Disney sequels, because yes, they focus straight on the replacement for the Empire, the First Order. So there will be spoilers in this video, and if you enjoy the video, please do consider dropping a like down below, as it helps us out massively with the algorithm, and do subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video. So this episode continues on directly from last week, where the Krayt Dragon was blown up and the Mandalorian is going on a nice drive through the desert with the child, and this is a very heavy child episode. They've seemingly got more tech to make him move and look even more cuter than before. However, the child does still have a stupidly large bounty on his head, so some fellow bounty hunters lay a trap for him, and they crash, and I felt pure anger when I saw him ragdolling across the floor. The action scene was amazing, where we saw Mando take on many bounty hunters, and it's so satisfying to see him shot, and it just bounces off his Beskar armor. Of course, this is very much like Iron Man. Of course, Jon Favreau is in charge of this. He was in charge of Iron Man, as we saw a cameo of a reference of Iron Man last week as well. Eventually he kills them all, only for the lone survivor to take the child and propose a trade. They trade the jetpack for the child, but Mando literally has a trick up his sleeve as he controls it so the bounty hunter goes flying as he crashes down, and well, the child gives an approving look. I did love that. So his speeder is destroyed, and it's possibly Anakin's one from Attack of the Clones there, and this destruction foreshadows the Razor Crest getting wrecked, and he finally arrives in town, and he's at Mos Eisley there to get his ship and meet a contact who knows where the Mandalorians are. Now, he meets Peli Motto as she's betting big on a game of Sabacc, and you may recognise that game from the criminally underrated Solo: A Star Wars Story. Now, as well as this, she's playing against a life-sized ant, which is of course a reference to Peyton Reed, the director of this episode, and well, he's also the director of the absolutely superb Ant-Man movies. We're getting a Disney kind of Star Wars Marvel crossover, and I'm loving it. She has a contact who needs to get across the galaxy into the system planets, but not using hyperdrives because she's carrying some eggs, which means they need to go there sublight. Obviously, this is causing major issues, as not only will it take forever, but there is more risk of pirates and warlords who took advantage of the Empire being destroyed, as we found out last week. They go to meet the contact at the hangar, and they roast the dragon meat, and Peli Motto doesn't want it raw, referencing that she's not a Rhodia. That is a race, of course, introduced in the 1996 novels Shadows of the Empire. We meet the contact, and it turns out it's a frog lady who needs her eggs fertilized by her husband, who is already on the main system, and it's the last of her line, and poor Mando is once again a taxi service. As the child looks at the eggs, he is salivating, and they do look like pickled eggs, which I won't have a word said against, because I think they're absolutely awesome. Now, of course, we have hints here that the child is maturing very fast. He has a curiosity of the world, and the curiosity of the world and food is a big sign of major development. He's starting to babble, and he might actually start talking soon. The Frog Lady, being literally called Frog Lady, is a reference to the Kenner toys of background aliens being given literal names because they had no script and hadn't even seen the movie. Now, she also, like I said, she needs to get to the Estremune Trask as well. On the Razor's Crest, they plot the sublight route and take a nap, but the naughty child has eaten the eggs. And yes, there's a lot of hate for this at the moment, that the child is literally eating the eggs that would be fertilized and turned into her race. But yes, he's an alien and he's a child, so he is acting on pure instinct, just like he ate the frogs last season, so it's really nothing new. You shouldn't really be surprised by this. However, they're approached by X-Wings, and I will never not get giddy at the sight of this, as it's so cool seeing the world of Star Wars post-Empire, and I really like seeing the world building there. And we never really saw that, like I said, in the Disney sequels, but luckily Dave the Law Filoni is here, George Lucas's apprentice. He is here to literally save the day because he's in this episode. Now, Mando has entered into one of the sectors controlled by the New Republic, something we didn't really get to enjoy and see, which was a shame. This character, Trapper Wolf, returns as he debuted in last season's episode 6, The Prisoner, and it's neat that they cross paths again. Razor's Crest ship is pre-Empire surplus, so it doesn't need a beacon, as apparently all ships now need to have a beacon. But he thinks that Mando is a bit sus, as Mando runs to an ice planet in a really awesome action sequence that looked stunning in 4K. I have to say, Disney Plus for some reason has the best 4K. Now they crash land on a planet and it's pretty cool, as they said, may the force be with you and also with you. That's now canon, and this planet is not Ilum. Big F for me, because I did think it might be Ilum, which is of course the future Starkiller base and was in the Fallen Order game and things like that, but it's not, because they're barely out of the system that Tatooine is in. Now the child is eaten more eggs, but the frog lady works out how to communicate and hijacks the droid from last season and uses the dialect translator and begs him to live up to his word of taking her to where she needs to go. Once again, it's a nice return of Richard Ayoade's voice, and all I can really hear is moss from the crowd. Now he tries to fix up the ship but is totally balked, and he realises that the frog lady is gone, but she's in a hot spring with her eggs as the battery on the container is running out. However, the child really wants some eggs, and this is an infinitely gifable episode here, but he finds some alien-style pods, and alien I mean by literally the movie Alien, and eats the insect inside it. However, these turn out to be Kriegner's spiders, which are based on the knobby white spider concept art that was supposed to be on Dagobah there in Empire Strikes Back. But we also saw these in Star Wars Rebels, and there's a bit of confusion or contestation about exactly if these are the same ones from the concept art. But Mama Spider is pretty livid as they get chased in a nightmare fuel scene for those poor arachnophobia sufferers. The blaster fire was so cool, and when all seemed lost, they are saved by the X-Wing pilots. He may have lost them, but they found him and learned that the Razor's Crest was involved in springing a prisoner, but he helped apprehend those prisoners, of course, last season. They let him go as it is trying times, and yes, it is indeed trying times, but they won't let him fully escape because they won't help him fuse his hull. And that's something he needs to do, and pressurizes and fixes the cockpit, and they escape. Now yes, it may be filler, and I loved it, and while there almost is zero world building, we learn a bit more about the Empire and what they're doing now. They're essentially space cops, and this is a Western as he's going on a journey and fixing things as he goes along. The New Republic keeping tabs on Mando is important, as they seem to view him as a tool to keep order in the galaxy where they can't. But they know him now, and they fully expect that he will be reported up the chain, as well he has a baby Yoda, or a Yoda-style character there, and that will be reported up. Hopefully, no, I really doubt we'll see Princess Leia or anything like that, or anything to do with the original cast there. And well, I did like it, and well, next episode we would see Sasha Banks, as hopefully she will be Sabine Wren there, as I've predicted. As in the trailer for Season 2, you see Mando with the Frog Lady and her eggs, and what looks like her husband as they go to cross a ferry, and watched by the legit boss herself. Now that's going to be interesting, and we would hopefully get some more story as we go. But that's it for this video. Please do drop a like down below. Please do subscribe with notifications on. We haven't got a proper ending explained video tomorrow, but we do have a reaction to My Hero Academia. I've never seen it, and spoilers, I might have liked it. And I'll see you soon, and goodbye.